Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out I Was Only 19 by Redgum. Yes guys, it's got quite a few recommendations on the last few music video reactions that we did, so I do appreciate those recommendations. As always guys, got quite a few Australian viewers it looks like, but just in general it is a fantastic song. I have actually heard this song before, been quite a few years, but that being said, from what I can remember about it, very emotional song, very hard hitting. For those of you who don't know, essentially what it is it's a first person accounting of the Australian experience in the Vietnam War, essentially. So it's pretty horrific at times, but overall, like, from what I can remember, the sound of it is incredible, really gets that feeling across, and the vocals as well just hit extremely hard. So I've never actually, I guess watched a lyric version of this and paused and analyzed before, so that's going to be very interesting to do with you guys. Yeah, don't really have too much more to say. Obviously, Australia did contribute quite a bit to the Vietnam War. They committed quite the amount of troops, and I'm not really too sure on their war losses, but I'm assuming they had quite a high casualty count, same as the US there as well. So awesome that they contributed there. Obviously the loss is horrific, but still good allies, still very good allies, somebody you want with you in a fight for sure. So without any further delay, I say we get right into this video. If you guys enjoy the reactions, hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and of course leave your recommendations down in the comments below what you guys want me to check out next. And yeah, I am going to be pausing throughout this, analyzing the lyrics a bit, so don't get angry at me for that. But without any further delay, let's leave a like up on this. Quality is 480, we're full screen. Without any further delay, let's get right into it. Got acoustic guitar off the bat, man. Wow.
Mum and Dad and Denny saw the passing out parade at Pupmarshall. It was a long march from cadets.
So I'm pretty sure long march from cadets. So I'm pretty sure back in the day, and this is of course before my time, but I'm pretty sure cadets and a lot of Commonwealth nations, right, was a direct path into military. Right, nowadays it's not really. They don't really share a lot of similarities nowadays, at least Canadian cadets to Canadian military, right? There's obviously some base similarities there, just in terms of rank structure and whatnot, but it's not necessarily a direct path to the military, you know what I'm saying? So that is a thing, but back in the day, absolutely. Also, look how in this photo, look how tall this motherfucker is right here. Jesus Christ, that is a lanky boy. Wow.
It was a long march from cadets. The 6th Battalion was the next to turn. It was me who drew the card.
Yeah.
We did Canungra, Shoalwater before we left.
Somebody let me know, are those essentially are those bases? Are those essentially training bases that they have to go to, that they had to train at before they got shipped off? I'm assuming that's probably still the case in the modern Australian military. Those places probably still exist. Somebody let me know the context surrounding those. Again, I'm not Australian, so I don't know if that's... that's obviously not a course. I'm assuming it's definitely a place, but somebody let me know.
Canungra, Shoalwater before we left. Townsville lined the footpaths as we marched down to the quay. This clipping from the paper shows us a young and strong and clean.
Look at that.
And there's me in me slouch hat with me SLR and greens. God help me, I was only 19.
Man, that sound is insane. Look at that. Look at those Chinooks, dude. Holy fuck. And we still use a lot of Chinooks here in the Canadian military. A lot of nations still do. But I have to say, too, just going to go back a little bit to that. Yeah, to this photo here, man. I have to say, I am a big fan of the Australian military's uniforms in the 60s, 70s period, right? Those slouch hats are those are straight drip, dude. Like, I have to admit, credit where it's due. The ODs with those slouch hats, man. And again, the SLRs are just sick rifles, man. Sick battle rifles, heavy, but man, they get the job done. Awesome equipment that they were using there as well. But no, I fucking love the look of the Aussies, man. Gotta be honest.
Only 19. Chinooks to the dust at Newey Dat. I'd been in and out
God, it just gives you chills, man. Listen to that.
And pin-ups on the lockers and an Asian orange sunset through the scrub.
I want to say, like, the song does a fantastic job of just like giving you the visuals, right? Like, man, you can feel those lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And you feel the deadpan kind of emotion seep through, you know what I mean? Like the desensitization in a way, almost seep through by what he's describing here, right? And it's just like, man, these lyrics hit so hard. I can't imagine. You know, the hell of Vietnam, obviously it's way before my time, and I have never really met a Vietnam vet in my life before, right? Canada was not involved in the Vietnam War at all, and I've not been to America, right? So it's not the pleasure I've had of making, unfortunately, right? Making that acquaintance, but no, I can't imagine, like, the hell of Vietnam, man. Like it's such a hard war, as somebody who wasn't there to conceptualize just how different it was for the era that it took place in, you know.
Asian orange sunset through the scrub. And can you tell me, doctor, why I still can't get to sleep? And night time's just a jungle dark and a barking M16.
Describing PTSD.
What's this rash that comes and goes? Can you tell me what it means? God help me. I was only 19.
And again, describing there, I believe in the chorus, right? The scars of war, right? Like Vietnam War, you had a lot of guys, obviously PTSD, but from after effects of chemical agents being used, such as Agent Orange, but there's a multitude of them, right? Or, you know, just diseases in the environment that, you know, troops were not acclimatized to, right? There's a lot of shit, like the soldiers returning home from both the US and Australia. There's a lot of shit hidden that you couldn't see, that, you know, on surface level, you would not know that person is dealing with, right? PTSD is one of the biggest ones, right? But again, when you're talking about Vietnam, you know, with the chemical agents being used there, you had a lot of guys with severe medical issues 10 years down the line in their 30s and 40s. And it's just insane, you know, and especially as they got older, those problems obviously became a lot more prevalent, right? And it's super fucking sad what was, you know, what governments subjected their own troops to. Now, I don't know how much of that was done by the Australians, but obviously by the Americans for sure. Yeah.
A 4-week operation, when each step could mean your last one on 2 legs. It was a war within yourself. But you wouldn't.
That's just referring to the trip mines and shit there.
You dusted off.
Yeah.
So you closed your eyes and thought about something else.
Yeah.
And then
It's common.
Yelled out contact, and the bloke behind me swore. We hooked in there for hours, then it got almighty raw. And Frankie kicked a mine the day that mankind kicked the moon.
Oh wow.
God help me.
Yeah, that's a sad line, man. That's honestly such a sad line. Like that that makes me emotional a little bit, straight up, just because it's like, you know, it's obviously just an event that everyone else is going to remember, you know, with happiness, right? It's an event that everyone's going to recall, a reference to you as a day of happiness, a day, you know, it's an achievement for mankind, but to you, right? That's just a day that, that's just going to be a constant reminder. It was as a day where you lost a friend, right? You lost a brother, you know? And that's, you're never literally on an event day like that, you're never going to be able to let that shit go, right? So that's sad. And it just goes to show too, right? Like shit like that happened all the time, right? Like you lose somebody on Christmas, or you lose someone on a holiday, or you're at war, right? It, you know, doesn't matter, you know, it's a job. It's just a day like any other. And especially the line too, you just, you know, with all the traps, all the booby traps around, all the mines, everything, right? You just close your eyes, you think about something else, right? Especially when you're in the shit, right? And again, I've not been off to war, right? I was only in the reserves. I did put my name up for some deployments, but, you know, again, Canada's not really involved in that, a lot of overseas deployments. And, you know, when you have the entirety of your infantry force also putting their name in, right? It's the case of, you only need 5,000 people, right? or not even in a lot of cases, a couple hundred at most, but still. Either way, it's just like you have to put your mind out of it. You know what I mean? When you're in the shit, when you're out there slogging it, right? And every infanteer knows that, right? Like it's they're fun days in the field, but most of them are not going to be, and you just gotta. You just gotta put it past you. I don't know what else to say, man. You gotta just gotta think about shit that makes you happy, or in my case, right, it was literally just the case of this is life. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I just accepted that shit. Weird to say, but I mean, I don't know. I just, and I think if you get acclimatized to it, that's at the time. Speaking from personal experience, at the time, that's the easiest. How would you say it's the easiest way to get through it at the time, but you know, obviously when you go back home, right, or you re-enter civilian life, then that's when it I suppose becomes difficult, because it's the case of you're just used to the shit, you're used to that structure, you're used to, maybe you're used to your life sucking, but you're used to your life sucking with everybody else, and then suddenly it's like that's not there anymore. You know what I mean? There's no structure there anymore. So it's weird to describe, but I don't know.
Time kicked the moon, God help me. He was going home in June.
And he was going home soon.
Drinking tinnies in the Grand Hotel on a 36-hour rec leave in Funtown.
Yeah.
And I can still hear Frankie lying screaming in the jungle till the morphine came and killed the bloody row.
And that's the shitty part too, right? And especially when you're young like that at 19, right? That shit has such an impression on you, right? These are people you probably only knew for a few years, right? But you went through the shit with them. You know what I mean? Especially if you went through training and whatnot, you went through the shit with them. So now you go overseas, you know, you were on rec leave, you did everything with that guy, right? You can remember him clearly. And then you just remember his last moments and just how, unfortunately, not quick it was. You know, for lack of a better word. And I say that, unfortunately, not quick. You know, if it's gonna happen, it's, you know, obviously better that it you know, fucked up as it is to say that you don't see it coming and it just happens fast. You know what I'm saying? You know, but the case in the Vietnam War, right, with the traps and the mines they used, and obviously a lot of their traps that they homebrewed, right, were meant to maim. They were meant to not kill you, is the unfortunate thing about that, right? Because a casualty on the western side, right, you're obviously going to do anything that you can to get your boys out of there, and they knew that, and obviously they're going to weaponize that against us, right? That's just, and that's been a common thing throughout war, but it is just horrific. You know what I mean? It's absolutely fucking horrific to think about that. You know, like again, that's your friend. You have crystal clear memories, and then in the back of your head, it's just how he died. Those memories, those good memories, are replaced by people, by how he died, and you know, talking about it too with people who were in Afghanistan and the like, right? Because again, I didn't serve overseas, but I knew people who did, right? And it's weird because, like, at least here in Canada, and again, maybe they just didn't open up to me in that way, right? But there was rarely regret for killing an enemy, you know, is what I'll say. There was rarely regret for killing an enemy. It's easy enough to justify, you know, if you're shooting a terrorist, you know, that plans on killing you or your friends. It's an easy choice. It's easy to justify. But what I noticed affected more people more than anything, at least with what they let on, with what you could see, right, was the survivor's guilt, straight up. Like, why did my friend die? And, you know, like that RPG hit him, it didn't hit me. You know what I mean? What the fuck? You know, I was 5 feet from him and I'm fine. You know, shit like that. And it's like, you know, I don't even know. It just makes you think, right? Like it's hard to explain why shit happens the way it does, right? But you know, and I don't even know the right way to treat that, right? Obviously, therapy is the best way, but for a lot of military members, and sorry to pause and talk about this so much, but for a lot of service members, military members, and especially people still in the military, it's not as easy just go talk to it with a therapist. It's really not that easy. It's, because the second, for a lot of these guys, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, right? But they don't want to let those walls down, because if you do, then you're vulnerable, right? And it's obviously, for a lot of guys, especially in the infantry, vulnerability it's not something a lot of us like to show. You know what I mean? It just isn't, plain and simple. And that just comes from a lot of the people that make it past training and actually make it into the infantry. It's something it's something you compartmentalize really hard, or it's just the kind of person you already were. You know what I mean? You were already used to compartmentalizing shit. I don't know. Sorry to talk about that for so long. Just getting my thoughts out. It's a song that makes you think. It is a really fucking sad song.
Till the morphine came and killed the bloody row. And the Anzac legends didn't mention mud and blood and tears. And the stories that my father told me never seemed quite real. I caught some pieces in my back that I didn't even feel.
Yeah.
I was only 19. And can you tell me, doctor, why I still can't get to sleep? And why the Channel 7 chopper chills me to my feet?
Wow.
And what's this rash that comes and goes? Can you tell me what it means? God help me. I was only 19.
And again, like what a powerful fucking chorus, man. Like straight up, why the Channel 7 chopper chills me to my feet, right? Like, and again, it's just showing, like, even after the war is fought, even after you come home, you survived it, right? But you're still fighting that war. For a lot of these guys, they were, you don't just forget that shit that you've seen, right? And again, I'm going to use Afghanistan because it's the only example I have. And even I didn't, there was obviously not a lot of Afghanistan vets that I met with, because a lot of them did end up getting out, right? But a lot of my senior leadership and some of the junior corporals that just had no appetite for leadership, right? I talked to some of them, and yeah, it's you can tell, like, people that were in the shit, they got something to them. You know what I mean? You can tell, and if they're trying to recite shit to you, remember shit to you, it's like you can see them go back there. You can see it very, very clearly, right? That person witnessed some things that obviously humans shouldn't have to, right? But in the nature of war, that's just how it is. It's honestly horrific shit. Like, PTSD is obviously it's a hidden killer, and it claims obviously so many veterans' lives each year here in Canada. US obviously is a lot bigger one by virtue of the size of your military, of course, but everywhere, right? Everywhere. Military members see fucked up shit. They get out of the military. They get back home, they get out of the military, and then there's no help, there's no support for them, and they're left to deal with it on their own, as if it was just a normal job. Like, it's not a normal job, you know what I mean? It just isn't. And, you're obviously accepting that risk of ultimate liability, but that doesn't mean that there shouldn't be steps in place to take care of you mentally once you get back home, right? Like, again, it's sad that how many veterans end up taking their own life just due to mismanaged treatment, for them once they return. It's absolutely horrific. Great song. Holy shit. A little bit of a weird cut there at the end, but I think that was just the music video there that we were watching. Great song there by Redgum. Holy shit there, guys. This was uploaded by Paul Cohen. He's the one that put that collage together of images and whatnot. A lot of it wasn't from the Vietnam War, but still very fitting. I'm reading the description here real quick, and it was obviously he made it as a tribute for Anzac Day, essentially, and so that makes sense to me. This was uploaded 15 years ago. Did a fantastic job of that. Yeah, really enjoyed the song, guys. I have to say, again, in terms of a first-person perspective of war and just how brutal it is, not the coolness factor of it. It's not trying to promote warfare, but to try to show you just how fucking awful it is. Right, and not just during it, right? And obviously there was some awfulness during it there, but after the fact, especially, right? That chorus just repeating, "I'm back home now, but I'm not back home." You know what I mean? I'm not back home. You know, and how can you be, right? Again, you hear your friends screaming in the jungle, begging for his fucking mother. It's like, what do you do? You know what I mean? What do you do? That's what it is, right? Like you can't just get over that shit, you know? So. Again, such a powerful song. I think everyone should honestly listen to the song at least once in their life, just to get that message across. You know, it's not, war is not a cool thing. War is a horrific thing. The Vietnam War, it was a pointless war. I know I feel bad for the veterans that served there. Obviously, you know, I respect the sacrifice. I respect what they did, but ultimately it's just, I view it as a war that, you know, ultimately so many people died for that just simply didn't need to. So many people got scarred for permanently that just it didn't need to happen. You know what I mean? And so many, especially young American service members, Australian service members. You know, again, the song name is I Was Only 19. A lot of these guys were no older than 25 was old. You know what I mean? Like that's, and it's just super sad that how many people were subjected to that, and what did it lead to at the end of the day, right? Vietnam remained communist and then reverted a couple of years later, a decade later, right? Like it ultimately led to nothing. You know, it's a shame to say, but it's true. So again, such a powerful song. Really enjoyed this one. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, sorry I yapped a lot on it. Just my thoughts started going, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna yap, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, hit that like button, subscribe for more content from me, and of course leave recommendations down in the comments below. I really do appreciate that, guys. Big thank you, of course, to all of our members. Do appreciate that as well, guys. And yeah, without any further delay, this has been Centurion. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.